Hey, this is Isaac from Be Fit Tacoma. Welcome to the second week of our 21-day charity challenge. By now, you've probably already gone through your first coaching call, filled out all your paperwork, and taken a look at what your social support is, if you need a kitchen makeover, if you just need to make over some nutrition things, and your readiness for change. So really when we look at things, today's lesson, we're going to talk about the 3 facets of fitness. So the 3 facets of fitness I talked about, the number one is lifestyle. So lifestyle is really what you do on a day-to-day basis. For example, some people might call it the holistic level. I'm just saying some things you probably know are healthy for you, some things aren't. For example, staying up till 2 a.m., sleeping until 3 p.m. is probably not the healthiest thing, right? It's not a very good pattern. Like you can't fall asleep at normal hours. Drinking a lot of alcohol, right? That's probably not the healthiest thing for you. Watching TV before you go to bed. Most people probably say that's unhealthy. And to be honest, most of us know. Like if I said, hey, do you think it's a good idea to watch TV and fall asleep on the couch? People would be like, no. I was like, do you think it's good to have a few vegetables throughout the day? They're like, yes. Okay. So that's one thing we want to do is we want to enhance a lifestyle choice, and you realize we did that during the coaching call. The second thing we looked at was a nutrition thing. So how can we tweak your nutrition? So one thing I like to say, nutrition should be, for lack of a better word, fun, right? You shouldn't always be eating the same thing and always shouldn't be boring. Life's life. You're going to have a few meals that aren't so good. You should have a bunch of meals that you enjoy that are still healthy for you. So we tweaked a few things on nutrition. The last one is exercise. So a lot of times, as a gym, quote, what we do is we help people with exercise. So you come in here, what's something that you can improve today? How can you get better at this one exercise? So I think a lot of times, unfortunately, people look at the gym as their only source of exercise. And maybe you get tons of physical activity, maybe you don't get much. One thing I want to talk to you guys today about is NEPA. NEPA stands for non-exercise physical activity. And this is going to be important, and you're going to see in your homework that you're going to rate your NEPA. Okay? So if I'm outside and I work as a construction worker all day, I'm wheelbarrowing granite, whatever, maybe my NEPA level on a scale of 1 to 10 is like a 9 or 10. If I'm a welder, I'm working really, really hard. Let's say maybe I work in a clinical setting, or I'm moving around, walking around, talking to patients, helping do things. Even as a personal trainer, I don't consider myself physical because I'm showing people how to do exercises, but doesn't mean I'm actually working out. I'm moving around, I'm coaching, but at an activity level, I'd probably give myself a 5, right? If you're sitting in an office all day, not really doing much, then you're probably going to be around a 2 or a 3. So today I want to show you guys just a few things. One, most of the people that I work with, they said a lot, so we're going to go over a hip flexor stretch that's very simple for you to do when you have time, and then also a chair mobilization for the upper back. So the first one here, I have a chair here. Let's say I've been sitting for a couple hours now, and one thing that happens is posture gets here, right? Everything's short and I'm typing. To be honest, I do a lot of this because I'm on the computer a lot, working on a lot of business stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert myself into my chair. I'm going to get as tall, as skinny as I can. So now my abs are really activated. I'm stretching my abs out. The same position we want when we do a plank. Okay? I'm going to put my hands together, lock the fingers, elbows tight. I'm going to reach straight back. And one thing I like to do is you can see how much extension I get. So if this is flexion, this is extension. See how much extension I can get. Elbows tight. Okay. Then I'm going to scoot down just a little bit and do it again. Okay. Because there's different segments of your spine. For example, lower portion, upper portion, upper portion. I might seat down a little bit more. Get a little bit more extension. Okay. So I might do each segment. For example, this is the top segment. I might do 5 reps here. Come down a little bit. We get 5 reps here. You might hear some popping. We do this on the foam roller a lot before classes as a warm-up. This is a great T-spine activation drill, a mobilization drill that you can do while you're waiting. The second thing that I like to do is just take a few seconds to do a hip flexor stretch. So if I got one leg in front, one leg back, I'm going to take the same position, glutes tight, hips through. Okay? I'm going to think about getting tall and skinny. Okay? Long abs, once again, just like on the plank and on the T-spine drill. I'm going to drop straight down, driving this hip through. You see that this knee actually ends up underneath the hip. Okay? I'm not doing it like this. Where you've got that length, it's right underneath. So I'm going to use my body weight to really stretch that hip. Once I'm at the bottom, I'm going to squeeze my glutes super tight. I'm going to get tall and skinny. Okay? I'm going to try to square my hips off. Because you see my hips are tight, I'm being pulled here. I'm going to square my hip bones out, keep my glutes tight, and if I still don't get a good stretch, I might just push forward a little bit. Now I'm getting a really good stretch. Okay? I prefer to have people come down and just hold this basic position, then push here and really think they're really flexible. If you can get the glute in a good position, you can get the hips in a good position, your abs tight, you're going to feel a pretty good stretch. Okay? So that's one that I like to do. What I would do is come down about 5 times with 10 seconds hold in between. That's going to give you almost a minute and not take too much time, then you can switch legs. Okay? So take a look at your homework and get on that next coaching call, and we'll figure out what your levels of NEPA are and what your next goal will be for the week.